wow, sometimes when you're old, you just can't do stuff the way you want to. I'm very sorry about that. I'm doing the best I can. No longer allowed to review on Amazon their products. I have to review them on a different channel. This is just to show you watching Superman and Lois on the CW. Notice the logo on the bottom. If you have a static display or an OLED, which is what this is on, you don't want to see that. Just a fact. The reason you don't want to have that logo on the TV is because that logo will damage your television. Any static long tier, and if you're showing that on the screen the entire show, then it's going to get a burn in. So you don't want that. I'm running Roku, which I bought from Best Buy, and it's outstanding. It's an Ultra. It gives you on this outstanding on one of the new OLEDs. It's not the newest, it's not the fanciest, it's not the best on the market. It's an A80J, I think it is, 77 inch. And yeah, not rich. Took forever to save for that, and then credit cards, and you guys know the mess. But it's a good one to review shows on, because if I own a show, I can take and run over there. I went and bought the Blu-ray of this. I'm going to it now, and if I haven't showed you, that's it, Superman and Lois, and it's an outstanding show. I've watched into the season now, season 2. I've determined that I like it, and at that point, that's when you say, wow, that's great, I don't have to do anything. It's a good show to have. But if you have Vudu, which I totally recommend, Walmart was part of them for a while, and you could actually buy it on their site, Vudu, a disc and a movie, which I did quite a few times, but apparently people weren't smart enough to do that. So bye-bye, that disappeared. But up on Vudu now, which is what they're on the screen, Vudu, you can go watch the same show. Go to the Superman and Lois, and you can play an episode. It doesn't really match. I want to watch the pilot on here. I'm going to go over to the pilot, and we're going to watch this, okay? And I'm going to put it from the very beginning so you can see. But it didn't really matter where. You'll notice what's missing is the logo. So you can buy the series, and that's how I recommend you do it. Watching it on CW anywhere where there's a static, big mistake. So that's why I recommend very strongly. It has a great interface with Roku. You don't have to worry about how long it takes to get to something. It's an outstanding site. So if you go that direction, and I'm going to recommend right now a couple things. And this is to trial and error. Number one, you see you got your Superman thing where he's a kid and he starts out, and you got all your stuff, and the picture's clear as hell. But that's what an OLED's going to give you. You don't need the top of the line, the A90, waste of money. I had an X85J. The processor in the X85J Sony TV is either A, not capable of displaying through a Roku because it got green flashes and audio garbled. And when I looked up, it had something to do with Bluetooth. And after a lot of testing and a heck of a lot of money on cables, I found out, wow, that's kind of weird. So that was the end of having a fancy 85-inch Sony that I liked. By the way, I love the picture on that. If you're not going to use any external sources, you can't go wrong with that. But if you're going to use an external source, you got to be aware of what static issues you have. So that's why I recommend buying anything on Blu-ray or a 4K disc, because you're not going to beat them. Now, let's go off the basics here. Basics are that movie, that series, that is, outstanding. Recommend to buy on it. Good clear picture, good audio. Is it better than every Superman movie there ever was? No, I personally think that Superman, Man of Steel is the best that they've made of Superman. That's my opinion. That's what these are for, reviews. But following the canons and what Superman's supposed to look like, he looks a lot like Henry Cavill. I think that's how you say his name. But I follow him very closely. I watch The Witcher, and I watch these because of him. He's a good actor. A lot of his movies I watch just because he's in them. But I think some of us, all of us out there, just make your decision and you follow what you want, which is really cool. Reviews are designed to make you say, well, what do you think about that? And it'll start a conversation. I don't like anybody who takes a narrative and runs it off a cliff. Making a new comic book of Superman, and then making the son of Superman. Oh, geez, I don't even want to get into that because we're talking about a situation where years later, they're going to regret trying to make old shows or new shows. Sorry about that, a little bright there. Trying to make them in a different mold using characters. Now, I totally agree that everybody should be in a TV series. Everybody. I don't think there should be any race, color, creed, or whatever that's not included. I've always thought that was stupid when I saw a Western and I saw somebody who wasn't an Indian. It was very obvious they weren't an Indian that was in it portraying an Indian, because that's wrong. So I'm going to be the first to tell you that I think that's good news with the world right now, is that slowly we're fixing a problem. Hey, you can look up my nose now. How about that? I can see that that's been a problem, and I don't have a really good answer for it. But right now they seem to be adjusting to fix that problem, maybe over-adjusting in some cases. But let's talk about that. If you're going to buy a review, you're going to get a little bit of my fluff in between. I'm sorry, that's just my personality. I've been a computer tech for most of my life. I've done everything, military, instructor. Got injured, turned into basically a couch potato in the house. But I do keep up on current trends and can tell you just about anything you want to know about any type of computer or any type of TV, what you buy one for. So if you're going to buy a TV, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But for right now, I'm going to tell you in a review, you definitely, if you're interested in watching on the CW, but you have an OLED TV, I recommend very strongly, instead of going to the CW, you buy your discs from Amazon or from Best Buy. Currently, Best Buy at least will let you review them, so that's actually a good idea. Amazon doesn't seem to want to do that, so we're going to keep putting the pressure on them till either they let me review or they fold. I don't care. So when you want to buy a TV, make sure you buy a TV that you like, that gives you the best picture quality, that is for a room that has the right acoustics. And we'll talk about in the video in a minute. I'm going to give you guys a video on the next item in just a minute. There's about, I think there are 8 subscribers are probably going to be shocked and have a heart attack that I'm actually back doing this again. They probably gave up on me, and I don't blame them. My software was changed, and I've been going through Windows 11. This is on my S6 Samsung pad, which, by the way, I recommend very strongly if you can get a hold of one. It's got the good amount of RAM, which you need. You should have at least 8 gigabyte of RAM on a pad nowadays. I can't believe it just said the phrase 8 gigabyte. I used to remember when Bill Gates said 128 kilobyte was enough. Oh, well. So much for that. He was wrong that time. We're just going on. So, next thing on this one, let's talk about what makes the series worthwhile to watch. It's uplifting. It has a happy ending. It's all not negative. Don't go too far. They do go in directions that have to do with current type things in our society, which might irritate some of you. But you will like it. It has good picture quality. The discs are good. And it's worth the money. It's currently about $24 to $21, depending on where you get it for a season. You get about 16 episodes, and that's worth it. So that's my review on that particular item. And I think it's worth you buying it. But we'll see what you think. You guys have a nice day. Nice talking to you.